Well, good morning and welcome to the Underhood Show, presented by Mel Hamilton Ford. My name's Josh Profit, and I'm the fixed ops director here at the dealership. And alongside me this morning, I got a special guest with me. I got Ed Hammers, so he's one
Good
of our
morning.
service consultants here at the dealership. Good morning, Ed.
How are you?
Doing wonderful. How about yourself?
Good. Sunny and 70,
Yes, sunny
right?
and
Okay,
70,
good.
as we always say. It's become a thing. I get the answer when I ask the question. I think more than
Yes.
I give it at this point now, but that's okay.
You're a trendsetter, Josh.
It's
Yes.
it's always it's always more of a mental thing than it is physically
is
what it
true.
is outside, right?
Yes.
And so you just gotta tell yourself it's sunny and 70,
Exactly.
and it will be. Nothing but good wishes. So
That's right.
but hey, this is a call-in show, 316-462-3673. We're going to talk about anything automotive related. So whatever's ailing your car, or you want to talk about maintenance intervals or new products or racing or anything, the call-in show, 316-462-3673. That's the number to jump on the air here with us and discuss anything automotive. So we got a great show lined up for you this morning. And we actually have a list of things to talk about
We
too.
do,
This is
yes.
normally a kind of just a spur of the moment thing. So, but hey, 316-462-3673. That's the number to jump on the air here and talk about anything you want to talk about automotive. See if you can get Ed and I off into the ditch.
Into the weeds.
Yeah, into the weeds. But for each and every caller that calls in, we'll mail you out a prize package. It's going to consist of the works, which is an oil change and tire rotation. We use Motorcraft oil and filter products here at Mel Hamilton Ford. So while we're performing that, we're also going to complete a multi-point inspection on that vehicle, checking over the brakes, tires, steering, suspension, all the safety-related components on that vehicle, just making sure that it's ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving. You'll also get yourself $10 to Mel's Diner, so you can get yourself something to eat and drink while you're here with us at the Big Corner. Complete nitrogen for your tires, so you get all the great benefits that nitrogen has to offer. And then a BG products package, which consists of a can of MOA or motor oil additive for your engine oil, and then 44K for your fuel system. Again, just getting that vehicle geared up and ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving. So let's get the phones ringing, 316-462-3673. So before we get into the list,
Uh-oh.
yeah. Before we get into the list, I've got a question, and this is for the callers as well. Is call in. I want to know about a TV show or movie that has that is based on either an iconic car, or maybe has then since made that car a lot more popular than what it otherwise would have been.
Gotcha.
Or an unrealistic TV show just based on the automotive. So growing up as a kid, what did you watch that involved cars?
Cars?
Yeah.
Well, Tool Time.
First okay. That wasn't even on my radar.
Oh.
Yeah. So that is that wasn't even on my radar. So I did, which is surprises me because they now have a new series out with Tim Allen, and it's I think it's Shifting Gears.
That's
I think
exactly
is the
what
name
it is.
of it.
Yep.
And I was in Detroit here the other day or last week, and they actually had a billboard up that was advertising the TV show Shifting Gears. And I thought that was kind of unique for one to just see it on a billboard. But then he is, I don't know if he's from Detroit, but I know he has a lot of Detroit heritage and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure he is from up there. But so, yeah, Tool Time was not even, or is that what was it called Tool Time? I think Tool Time was the name of the show on the Home Improvement.
It was Home Improvement was the name of the show. My bad. Yes.
Yeah. Home Improvement. So yes, that was, I remember one of those episodes that Bob Allen, which was one of the guy he was always a competitor. So is Jay Leno.
Yes,
then they did the lawnmower build off, and they were on these races, and he shows up with this high horsepower lawn. So yeah, that was very good. So yeah, that's a perfect example of that. Yes. So mine, when I very first saw it right out of the gate was Dukes of Hazzard.
Absolutely.
I can remember growing up as a kid and just watching Dukes of Hazzard.
The General Lee.
Oh yes. Yeah, the General Lee and stuff like that. And so, but I think of how many cars they had to go through to make that episode or that series.
I think they said they had 30 or 40 of them.
Yeah, I thought it was higher, like in the 70s, but I mean, even that just blows my mind, the number of cars that probably got scrapped, and then just all the unrealistic things that they would have it do.
Oh, they were
but
fantastic.
But as a kid, like, couldn't have got any better, right? You know, watching it go fly through the air.
A couple of my cars, I may have tried to jump like those.
You and many other, let's call them young adults.
Yes, we'll go with that.
Yeah. So hey, it's a call-in show, and this is this isn't on the list, but this is how you get in the ditch here. So call in 316-462-3673, either growing up or current day. Like what's either an iconic car or a show that was related around the automotive industry that you can permanently remember. One of the others, obviously, so Dukes of Hazzard, for me, as far as like TV show that's evolved around a car, definitely that. But for a car that then now has become very iconic, Smokey and the Bandit, obviously, and the Trans Am. I don't know. For one, the car is, I think, would have a lot of popularity anyways, just because of the aesthetics of it and stuff like that. But that show just just amplified it.
Probably dating myself a little here too, but I actually saw that movie in the drive-in.
Did you really? Okay. Yeah, very cool.
I had little Smokey and the Bandit toys along with the semi. I had it all.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. That I think that's a very iconic car that everybody can, when they see one like that, they know exactly the movie that it came from.
Yes.
And stuff like that. So, but and I just thinking about this subject or topic, like I think you can span that. So we've got a number here, says 250 to 325 cars on Dukes. That's that just blows me away to think of going through that many cars. And then I wonder, okay, so out of 250 to 325 cars, how many of those were then, somewhat damaged, then repaired, then re-wrecked, then
they had to reinforce them. They did all sorts of stuff to make those things work.
To be able to do what they were doing. I mean, I think I don't know how. So, and this is off the wall too, but how many linear feet do you think the Duke's car has been through? Through every episode?
That would be a fantastic statistic to know. Where's AI?
So when my boys were pretty young, got them kind of hooked on this deal, and they were just impressed, obviously, with that. And we went to I think it was in Nashville or something. They have a General Lee museum.
Do they?
Really? Out there. And so we went through and toured that deal, and they had these shirts. They were bright orange, and they had the General Lee car on the front of it, and it said something about all you got to do is keep it between the ditches or something like that. And it was perfect for them just because of how much of a bull in a china hutch, I think I would describe that they were. So hey, let's call in. What's your car show, or what's an iconic car from a TV show that you maybe grew up as a kid, or even current day? I think of Cars the movie now.
Yeah.
And how big that was for a generation, and then but there's always something, right?
Well, of other series. You got The Fall Guy, you've got Knight Rider, then today Fast and Furious. Look at those movies. It's an entire franchise built around nothing but cars.
And Fast and Furious, you got that was definitely one of the ones on the list, but I think they go all the way up to what were they at 72 Fast and Furious?
We might be up to 172.
Yeah. Quite a bit of them for sure. So, hey, call in with your comments on the automotive series or shows that made an iconic car. So, but let's go back and we'll start talking about a couple of things that actually are on our list. So we talked about the linear feet, the number of aerial miles that are on the Dukes of Hazzard, but how about the number of tires that they would have went through?
Oh, well, it's got to be unbelievable. Lucky for them, though, there might be a sale or something going on.
Well, that's
here.
what, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, which turns us into this point of, we are offering the buy 3, get the 4th tire for $1 sale. That's currently going on now. There's only a couple more days left in that sale. So if that's something that you,
2 3/4 to be exact. I think.
2 3/4. If that's something that you need to be involved in, the time is definitely running out, but there is still time left to take advantage of that situation. So because once the sale's over, it's done. But
back to normal pricing.
We have been extremely busy this last couple of weeks down at Quick Lane, trying to get everybody taken care of and squared away the best we can, for sure on that. And those guys are, I can't thank those guys enough for the effort that they put in to make this deal happen.
They're doing great down there,
and make it seamless for a customer and stuff like that, for sure, to be able to take advantage of that. And so it is a huge incentive. It's a huge advantage for you as a consumer. There's a lot of, you see it all over in every industry. There's a lot of, hey, we're having this sale or doing this, but this is legit. Like, you come back on the 1st of the month and you're going to pay
much more.
Yeah, like it's
some of these tires, $300, $400, $500 for one single tire. That's good savings.
Yeah, that was going to be one of the questions that I had for you is during this deal is, what do you think the most expensive tire that you've personally helped a customer with so far?
It was actually yesterday about $375 for one tire.
For one
20-inch tire for an Explorer. So they are not cheap these days.
Well, and that's something from years ago. I can remember 13-inch, 14-inch tire. You could
$45, $50
$50 throw on a car, and but also too, the tire then, that 13, 14-inch tire, like, it was going to go 30,000 miles maybe, right?
Lucky.
And and the chances of it slipping a belt or having a problem and needing defect or warranted or whatever is probably pretty high now. We just don't have that now.
Tires are a lot higher quality. They go a lot longer these days. Ride quality is so much better. Traction, just about everything about them.
Yeah. And I mean, you talk, I know because I've been a part of helping them mount them. We've done some 19.5s down there, which are more of a commercial grade tire, but we get into 35s, 37-inch tires.
Oh yeah.
That it's easily $550, $600 a tire.
Yeah.
That you're potentially saving during this sale. So that's one of those things that definitely take advantage of it now. And this time of year too, tires need to be on the forefront.
Yeah,
right?
You need to be watching with winter coming up too.
We've got, I don't even want to say it, but right around the corner is going to be inclement weather and stuff like that. And tread matters, right? It makes a huge difference in traction and your ability to get around and move and things like that. And so definitely want to take advantage of that sale if that's something that you need. So
Tuesday is the last day of that, I think.
What's that?
Tuesday is the last day.
Yeah, so it ends the end of the month. So, and that is, which is unbelievably Tuesday to think that we're putting September in the books already and getting ready to head into October. So, that's another way to look at winter's coming. So which is not I don't know. I guess we got to get through it to get back to spring or summer. So we'll take it, right? So what are some of the things, as far as, because you've got a lot of automotive experience when you're dealing with tires, that in our environment or this dealership or with Ford Motor Company, that are advantages to purchase tires with us over a Walmart, a Sam's, a Firestone, being in your experience in the automotive industry, what's some of the differences? Why should somebody come here and buy tires?
Well, the ones that we sell here at the dealership are actually the ones that are engineered and formulated specifically for your car. You can actually go to one of our competitors and they'll sell you a tire that literally has the same name, but it's got a completely different tread design. You're going to get a complete different wear marker out of the tire.
Yeah,
it's It's really strange. I never really knew about that before, but yeah, they'll sell same name, same everything, except it's a completely different tire. Might even last you half as long. These are designed specifically to help with the engineering that the Ford engineers designed for your car to make your car ride as good as possible. Fair prices, lots of
Well,
different reasons. We offer road hazard just like all the other places. We could do an alignment right here at the shop.
one of the things that I feel like is unique or different about our road hazard program is it's for a duration. It's not a proration of the tire,
Right.
right? And so when when consumers get into to purchase a road hazard, and I mean when you're talking a tire being $300 and $400 and $500, like I'm probably in on a road hazard.
It's
Back when it was 60, 70, $80 a tire, it's like,
yeah.
okay, well, kind of gamble or take my chance. Or
And you could buy, what is it, 1, 2, and 3 years, I
Yep,
believe, through
yep,
us. Yeah.
yeah. There's different durations of that road hazard, but a lot of your aftermarket companies on their road hazard, it's going to be a prorated road hazard,
Right.
so it's devalues as soon as you
Drive it off the
drive
lot.
off
Yeah.
drive off after having those tires mounted and stuff. And the thing I like best about our road hazard program is it's attached to the VIN, right? So
Correct.
once that's purchased, there's no paperwork. You don't have to worry about a contract. I can't tell you how many times I've purchased something. I'm absolutely horrible about keeping any type of
Yeah.
documentation or receipts or anything like that.
Yeah.
My wife, I think she still has paperwork from a couch or a TV or something that we purchased, probably the very first thing we ever got when we got together. But for me, as soon as you hand that to me and it's first trash can I come across, it goes into it. And
Yeah.
so, when if I were to purchase a road hazard at another place or business, there would be no way that I would be able to ever collect on it just because I wouldn't have the documentation that I
Throwing
need,
your money
right?
down the drain. Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
absolutely gone. But in our situation, it's attached to the VIN number. We're able to pull that up on the vehicle
Goes
and,
right into Oasis. Yeah.
and see everything that we need to see right there as far as getting that taken care of and getting you squared away.
Right.
So I definitely think road hazard is a huge thing. We talked about kind of the I don't know what to call it, second rate tires or just
Right.
just different versions of the exact same tire. Like
Mhm.
it's a thing.
It is.
That's out there. The other side of it, one of the things for me is just the number of tires manufacturers that we have in house. So we're up to 17 different manufacturers of tires that we can offer you, and we stock a lot. Right, like
Yeah.
there's a lot of tires on hand. We've got 6 tire carousels down there that are just chock full of tires that are ready to go on your vehicle.
It's pretty rare to run into an OEM tire that we don't have in stock.
Mhm.
It happens, but it's getting increasingly rare.
And then in addition to that, if we don't have it in stock, typically we can have it
Oh, next day.
pretty
Sometimes same day.
pretty quick for sure.
Yeah.
So definitely the selection, and I think is huge. I can't tell you how many times walking a used car that I've seen we go out and how did that MT tire get on that Ford Escape? Like it didn't fit, right? It didn't belong,
Right.
and it was clearly evident that what they had available versus what they needed was two
Yeah.
different things.
Well,
for
we've
sure.
got this one in stock.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you want it or not?
Yeah.
So I think that's huge. And then, the low price tire guarantee
Correct.
is another
Yep.
thing, which I can tell you, having been one of the people that has to help administrate that and put it out there, we just don't use it very often. There's just not a need. We have a very good selection of tires, but also they're priced right, right? Like you're not going to find it
Yeah.
cheaper anywhere else. And then I think another thing that's kind of underutilized, but this is not necessarily specific to tires, but just any service that's done would be the Ford Pass Rewards, right? So that portion of that purchase goes back on your Ford Pass Rewards
Yeah.
account to be able to use at a later date. And being
Plus, if you already have points, you can use those to buy the tires too.
yeah. And so being in your position, I mean, how nice is it when got somebody that comes in, whether it's for a larger repair or for a smaller repair, and
Right.
say, hey, this one, don't worry about this. We're going to be able to use your points for that,
Yeah.
right? So,
And sometimes they use them. Sometimes they say, you know what? No, I think I want to save these till something bigger later.
what would you percentage wise? What would you say that the majority of people do?
It's probably about 50-50.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some folks like to build it up and have that there if they need it for a big repair or something. Other folks like to use it. And it works out really good with our pickup and deliveries too that we do.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. Which is on the list.
It is.
So,
Wow.
in all your time in the automotive industry, what do you think one of the things is that is the most changed or evolved to uh, help a customer or make a customer make it more convenient for a customer?
Well, I guess it would probably have to be pickup and delivery.
Yeah.
So the folks that use it absolutely love it.
I
Yeah.
was, in my mind, to get something done like that and never even have to leave the home, I
It's
think
fantastic.
is huge.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, sometimes we could even bring them a rental car. We can
Mhm.
pick it up from pretty much anywhere within reason, of course.
Sure,
You know,
sure.
driving to Kansas City may not be within reason for pickup and delivery. But yeah, we do it a lot. I'd probably write 7, 8 of those a day, and the folks that use it love it. They want to continue using it. They never want to come in anymore. They always just want to
Well,
have their car picked up.
yeah, and to to have those systems in place as far as on our side of it, the scheduling tool to be able to do that and accurately say when we're going to be there is huge. But the other side of it is the one pay portion of it to be
Yeah.
able to send payment links. But then, like you said, using the Ford Pass points that, I to think about as a consumer, I need my vehicle serviced.
Yeah.
We've got it available to where somebody can do it online. So
Yeah.
they could do it online. They could have the vehicle pick up and delivered, and then they could turn around and use their Ford Pass points so that they never step foot in and or have to pay for out of pocket the service. I mean, to think about that in the automotive industry is huge,
It's
right?
almost automatic at this point for
Yeah.
the most part.
Yeah.
It is great.
And so there's a lot of reasons we really do try to provide seamless customer service, but tailored, I guess, customer service is more because
Right.
there's maybe somebody that doesn't work for,
That's
right?
true.
And
Yeah.
so whether it's us coming and getting the car or you bringing the car to us, we want to make it as seamless as possible for sure. So,
Yeah.
but hey, let's go back. So I need another iconic TV show
You're gonna
or
put me on the
car.
spot. All
Nope,
right.
nope. I'm
Nope.
not going to put you on the spot.
No.
I'll say what mine is, and
Okay,
then
what
if you
is it?
come up with one, that's fine. So this show was just a couple years ago, but Jay Leno's Garage. Have you ever
I think I've
seen or
seen that.
watched that?
Yeah.
So I don't know. The boys and I have really got a kick out of that TV show or series. Because and so it's always has to do with a car. It always has to
Oh,
do
yeah.
with he'll have a guest on the show that vehicles that were important to them throughout growing up, and maybe it was a vehicle that a family member had, or one that their very first car, stuff
Right.
like that. And so they'll take one particular individual and talk about cars that were relevant to them throughout
Yeah.
their growing up and stuff. And so it's just kind of unique hearing all the stories. But the where I was going with that is it's amazing how much the automotive industry is embedded into your thoughts, your memories, just
The American way of life in general.
the
Yeah.
American way of life in general. And everybody, I think everybody can give you a story behind a car,
Oh, absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
You know, um, and either why it was important or has meaning
Yeah.
or whatever. And it's always very neat to hear some of the stories and why somebody either because I've heard stories or even told stories probably on both sides of why I liked a car a lot and why I didn't like a car a lot, and sometimes it has nothing to do with the vehicle
Right.
at all, and it's more about what happened around the
In the
car
vehicle,
and in
yeah,
the
yeah.
vehicle and stuff like that for sure. Um, and I think there's probably a lot of stories out there too that people have well, I don't want to say hatred or frustration towards a
Right.
specific vehicle because it maybe it left them stranded
Yeah.
or somewhere, but then that doesn't make it that car being the problem or the reason why. But how was the car maintained? What was
Right.
the
Yeah.
how well was it taken care of? Stuff like that.
There's a lot of factors in
That
there.
that go into that, and so uh, some of the interesting things that I've seen or been a part of or heard or is when you have two people and they have different ends of the spectrum. So one
Yeah.
person that, man, that car is the best car that's ever made and that's ever been produced, and then the next person's like,
That
whoa,
car is garbage,
yeah.
man.
So just seeing completely two ends of the spectrum just
Yeah.
based on somebody's viewpoint. So definitely, that was another one on my mind as well. And then you mentioned Knight Rider,
Yeah.
which I would say, well, and I don't know too. I think there's even an argument to be made there, but what was more far fetched? Some of the series that happened, back in that day of what a car would do, or now and
Right.
this day of what a car would do, and the abilities, and they launched those cars on Fast and Furious and jump them and stuff, and I'm just thinking, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Not CGI at all.
And one of so I give crap to Phil all the time about Talladega Nights.
Okay.
And he swears to this day that he's never watched the movie, but I know it's his favorite and he's seen it multiple times. But he says that, at the very start of the movie, he wins the race going backwards in the car. And he says that's so unrealistic and can't happen and not a thing that it just turned him off, and he just
Yeah.
never watched the rest of the movie after that because it was so unrealistic. But
He definitely wouldn't have liked the Fast and Furious.
well,
movies,
that's
then.
what, yeah. So I don't know. There's probably an award out there too somewhere for the most unrealistic expectations of
Yeah.
a vehicle shot on film. So, do you got another one? Because I got So mine on not necessarily specifically around the automotive. It was just a movie, but
Yeah.
that I think kind of made the car become iconic was Harry and the Hendersons and the panel wagon.
Yeah. That's
So
a good one.
he that panel wagon well, and even so it was in there, and then that same vehicle was in National Lampoon's the
Oh, it was. Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it was Vegas. No, I don't know.
It
When
was
they drove
Vegas.
across
Yeah,
country.
that was Vegas, I
I don't
believe.
know if it was Vegas or they went to Wally World.
Maybe that was the
That
first
wasn't,
one.
yeah.
Just
I think it
National-
was National Lampoon's.
Yeah.
But
Ugliest car ever.
well,
Ever. Yeah.
So I mean, as a kid, you think back then rolling around in the wagon going down the
Yeah.
interstate, nobody's belted in, things are going everywhere. Like,
You got the seat facing backwards.
yeah,
so
the
you go in-
seat facing backwards so you can see where you've been, not where you're going at all. I often wondered how many people got sick because of that, watching things
Yeah.
go backwards versus not. And I just but blows my mind to think about riding in the back of a pickup. I can remember all the time riding in the back of a pickup everywhere you go. But
Can't do that
yeah,
anymore. Yeah.
boy, that would be
Yeah.
that'd be tough, right? So
Yeah.
very, very, very much so.
That
So
movie made another car pretty iconic too, the red Ferrari with Christian
oh
Brinkley in it.
yeah.
Yes,
I didn't even think of the Ferrari. I don't know. Listen, yeah. I don't what boy, Ed, my priorities are all
Yeah.
messed up.
You know, it's another iconic car.
Well.
Would be the Starsky and Hutch vehicle.
Okay.
Remember the Torino?
Yep.
And actually, that kind of has some sentimental value. My very first car, believe this or not, this is not a lie. I swear to God.
Okay.
My very first car was a 73 Chevy Nova. It was painted just like the Starsky and Hutch car. The guy who owned it before me, we bought it for $500. He actually painted it with a brush.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So at the time, yes, I have no hair now, but I used to have long, curly brown hair. My best friend had blonde hair down to his
Oh,
shoulders, and we
sweet.
drove around in that looking like Starsky and Hutch. We didn't do it on purpose, but yeah.
It was but you rolled with it.
We
though.
did. We had to roll with it.
You owned it.
Yes.
So do you remember painted with a brush? Do you
It was
remember
painted with a brush.
what the original color under it was?
I don't know that now.
Yeah.
We eventually sanded it down and primed it and got rid of that.
Did
And-
you? Yeah.
Yes. And then it was called the Gray Ghost.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was I bet a lot of comments made about that.
Yeah. The Chandler, Arizona Police Department knew that car well. We'll just leave it at that.
That's the statute of limitations has not run out on that yet then. Very good. Yeah, so Starsky and Hutch was your other one, but then we talk about Ferraris, and I think Magnum PI.
Of course, yes.
Or Miami Vice.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. So God, we could go on and on about this all
we
day.
could,
I think,
yes,
so, for sure. But hey, it is a call-in show. 316-462-3673. Jump up on the air here with us, and let's talk about your iconic car or a memory that you have in regards to a TV series or show, or one that made an iconic car that never should have been one.
Yeah.
For sure. So talked about the tire sales tool again, just a couple of days left on that thing. So if you need tires or want to take advantage of that, by all means, let's get that on the books. Call in, get an appointment going, and let's get you in here in the next couple of days of that sale. The next thing on your list here, Ed's recalls.
Yes.
So yeah, let's talk about recalls a little bit.
Okay.
And this is one of the things that has evolved so much over the last couple of years. I mean, I can remember very early being in this industry, and when we would perform a recall or a manufacturer would have a recall out, the number of units that were in that recall were typically a lot.
Yeah.
You would get a lot of them, just because from a manufacturing standpoint, news didn't travel as fast, right? Like you didn't have all the resources that they have now. They probably didn't data log near the amount of volume that they data log now, as far as a vehicle going down the assembly line and when a change was made. And you think going back through all that information to try and determine, okay, well, if this is the affected part, how many of those vehicles did we produce with that? And
it's crazy how they can keep track of it now.
Yeah, now, in fact, we're dealing with a particular recall on these Rangers on the side curtain airbags. So this is on the side curtain airbags, where the body frame that side curtain airbag lays against. There's a section where two pieces of body panels meet, and there's a bond there. And there is, I don't want to say a burr, maybe just a rougher spot right there at that transition.
Okay.
And so the recall is out because if the airbag were to deploy, that rougher spot could rupture the bag, and then it wouldn't
deploy correctly.
Wouldn't deploy in the proper manner and do its job. And so there's a shield that we're putting in these Rangers. Well, my point to this and what I was talking about is they have these things documented so well that they know when by VIN number what vehicle that started at and what vehicle it ended at before they made the change to this, this component. And so the number of VINs when something comes in, it's not a guess, right? It's specific to these units, these number of units of where this change took place. But then also, when you look at Ranger, you've got a XL, you got a XLT, you got a Lariat, all these different models. Then you've got different cab configurations and stuff like that. And so the thing for me on recalls is that the media gets a hold of a recall and they say, okay, there's a recall on 2025 Rangers or 2024 Rangers. And then every Ranger owner just assumes that it's their vehicle that has the recall on it, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the case.
No, absolutely not. Recalls they're very frustrating for the owner of the vehicle, and they can be pretty frustrating for us too, especially for those reasons that you just mentioned. The federal government is mandated to alert you, and they will typically do that by letter.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be when you're in the advance notice. Even if there's no fix made available, you'll get that letter. And then, of course, we get the phone calls. Hey, I need to bring my car in.
And it's trying to help that customer navigate through it, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing too, and it's it's partially the manufacturer's fault. I think it's partially the media's fault, and then just um, then you get the government involved in the situation as well. And years ago, you never had an advance notice.
No.
There was never a, hey, this recall is coming. It was
Right.
just, this recall's here. But I'm sure manufacturers abused the system and tried to put something off as long as possible and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. And so you get advance notices out, but the confusion level that brings to you as a consumer is huge, right?
Unbelievable.
And,
Yeah.
and it for it to be confusing for people that are in the industry and deal with it every day, I can only imagine the confusion level
Yes.
that it brings to the consumer.
Right.
And so it's being able to help somebody navigate through that of what the needs are, and to be able to get them taken care of. Because I mean, nobody wants to, when a recall comes out in something, it's not because of a trim piece or something. Like
Right.
it could
Safety
potentially
issue,
be a
emissions issue.
serious, a
Yeah.
serious issue in the right condition or right circumstance. And so the the importance level of getting that taken care of is huge.
Absolutely.
You gotta be safe, and um, if you're in that environment or those conditions, you don't want whatever the reason for the recall is to happen to you. And
Yeah.
so that's why getting it taken care of is so huge. But there's in some instances, where a consumer may have to have a preliminary inspection done on the
Yes.
vehicle, then parts are ordered based on that, and then that vehicle then turns around and comes back in again as well.
And that's another issue where you're running into the confusion too, because as we were just talking about, you have the advance notice, which says, hey, you've got a recall.
Mhm.
There's going to be parts made available, but they're not made available yet. Usually the second phase of that recall is, okay, parts are now available. You can start bringing it in. Dealer technicians have been trained to perform the recall. We're ready. Well, unfortunately, that doesn't take into account like what you just mentioned right there. We're running into one in particular with the Broncos right now, where we have a rear shock reservoir that could corrode or leak. This recall requires an inspection, which will then determine which parts you get.
What the outcome of that is. Yeah.
Right. And parts, yes, technically they are being made available, but that doesn't always necessarily mean we have them.
Well, and so on the part side of that, from a manufacturer standpoint, so they put out a recall, whether it's Ford, Chevy, whoever, it doesn't
Mhm.
make a difference in the manufacturers. We've identified that this needs to be recalled. Okay. You don't go from identifying that it needs to be recalled to quantifying the number of units that it is,
Yeah.
to then having every one of those parts for every one of
Right.
those number of units, right? So we got to identify what the problem is, make the corrective actions, but then you also have to go through and now produce whatever that
Yeah.
corrective action is. And so a lot of manufacturers, well, I mean, every manufacturer goes out and puts out a control on those manufactured parts, because let's say it's
Yes.
9,000 units. You're not just going to be able to have 9,000 units available right then
Right.
and there. And so they divvy those out
Based on need.
based on need, but
Right.
then also fairness to every dealer, right? And so
Correct.
they try to get it to where, every dealer across the country is able to have a couple of these parts, and then go back and fill, now we go from every dealer getting two parts to now every dealer getting, six
Yep.
parts to, and then eventually as the demand of that part slows down, then they take it to a controlled part, to a as ordered part, and that's
Right.
when the dealership can order that part specifically for
Start building up stock. And,
a need customer. And then after they meet all the demands of those, then they'll go to what they call an open order, is just you order it, you get it,
Yeah.
type there. But they want to make sure that not one dealer is just
Hoarding everything.
and
Yes.
not allowing the other dealers to take care of their customers across the country. And so there's a lot that goes into it, and from the manufacturer standpoint, I do understand and get that as
Yeah.
well. And it's just my from my perspective on it is, I believe that a consumer, which which I hate this fact, but I believe a consumer can get 2 different experiences just solely based on location that they go to.
Right.
You know, for one, making sure that there's internal training and working within that dealership and department of what the recall actually is, what's the quickest way to help that customer to
Yeah.
get that part, to order that part. You know, what's the allocation to that dealership, and if it's a smaller dealership, you're probably not going to get near as many parts, right, as a
Yeah.
larger one. And so I think that's a huge advantage that
Yep.
we have in being able to help our customers with the recall parts for sure. So
Recalls are getting more complex too. We've got another one right now with the rear camera software update. That recall it's darn near impossible to predict how it's going to go. It could be a half-hour software update, or depending on which updates on your other modules that are involved in that camera, you could be looking at 6 to 7 hours of
Yeah.
software updates. You don't know that though until you actually start the process.
Sure. And some of that comes from the ability of the vehicle to do over the air updates.
Correct.
And
Yep.
you know where it's at in those levels, which I think is a great thing to a consumer. You know, a large majority of our repairs are typically software related issues or reprograms. And think of that as a consumer, is that if those updates or programs can be performed at home at night in the garage, and
So
that
much
saves
better.
you a trip to the dealership,
Yep.
you know, that's huge, right?
Easiest way to make that happen too is just to make sure your over-the-air updates are turned on and set to automatic for a specific time.
Yeah, and then that vehicle's connected to the home Wi-Fi.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I may be. I think some of these recalls can be done that way as well.
That
can they
is
not?
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And there's been you know, some cases out there of, hey, and the consumer letter does say it too, that if you know, if the vehicle is set for over the air updates and stuff like that, that this could potentially have
Yeah.
been performed already. But again, to think about that as a consumer, that you don't have to go anywhere or
Yeah.
do anything and your car's fixed.
Yep.
Like that's
Fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have mechanics in the trunk quite yet, but we might be getting close. I'm not sure that day will ever come, but as far as you know, from the complexity level and number of working components, these things are getting
Yeah.
they're getting a lot um, a lot more involved in kind of like a self-diagnosis thing. But you're
Yeah.
never going to get to the point where you're never going to get to a point where you'll be able to hook a scanner to a vehicle and it knows exactly what's wrong with the vehicle.
No.
Like there's
No.
just
Yeah.
the need for a technician goes beyond
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
many years for sure. Again, they are getting better, they are getting smarter, but also the complexity level is becoming a lot more and
We
more
will
for
always
sure.
need technicians. There's
Mhm.
no way around that.
Yeah,
One
yeah,
of the
very
best
much so.
analogies I ever heard too about it too is when it comes to like a diagnostic trouble code for a car. That code doesn't tell you the exact address; it only tells you the zip code. So you start there, and then you got to start looking around and going out from there. And it's a great analogy.
That is
It's true.
yeah, that is a very good analogy.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna steal that at some
Please
point.
do.
Just
Yeah,
just
yeah. I
saying.
didn't make it up, so yeah.
Oh yeah,
can
you
have it,
borrowed
yeah.
you borrowed it from somebody
I did,
else.
yeah.
Okay, well, very very good. So, how about one more iconic car
One more iconic car.
or movie?
Let's see.
Am I putting you on the spot?
You are.
Okay,
That's all
well,
right.
no, don't. Your Tool Time or Home Improvement was really good. I did not have that one on my radar. We did.
You know, I feel so generic for saying this, but the Bullet Mustang, you can't go wrong with the Bullet Mustang.
Okay, yeah.
You know, but that one's pretty much a given. You know what I think is kind of cool actually, though, is we have entire networks now devoted to just car shows, like
Oh, yeah.
Motorcraft and stuff like that. I think one of my favorite car shows, and it doesn't really go to any iconic cars, but it's pretty cool. Roadkill, where they just go into a junkyard, grab what they can and just try and drive the biggest piece of junk from point A to point B.
So, I mean, that can bring out a couple of different discussions. So Cannonball Run was really big.
Oh yeah,
You know,
good call.
and
Yeah.
that's solely based on
Yeah.
cars, right?
Yeah.
And running across the country. I don't know.
I'd
That
forgotten
would be
about
pretty
that
cool.
movie. That was a
And
good
then
movie too.
the other question I guess I had for you is being from Arizona. Have you ever went to a Barrett Jackson?
I did go to one.
Did you?
They were a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Barrett Jackson is really cool. They do a lot of the Mecum ones out there too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Out
Yeah.
in the football stadium.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so, had you been to a Mecum or just the?
I've been to both. Yeah.
Have you?
Been to
And
both
did you
of
have a preference one way or the other?
Barrett Jackson was probably nicer cars.
Yeah.
Barrett Jackson, I think they're the one that has no reserve, so that one's a little more thrilling because you never really know what it's going to sell for. Mecum, there's always a reserve,
Yeah.
so if it doesn't meet it, they're not selling it.
Mm-hmm.
Barrett Jackson, you could really lose your stuff.
You're going on a wing and a prayer
yes,
there
you are.
for sure. That I've always thought that going to one of those, I have been to a Mecum auction before, but going to one of the Barrett Jacksons, I always thought would be a pretty cool thing to do.
You
for
should
sure.
go. Get it on the bucket list and go.
It was definitely worth it, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Plus, winter in Arizona, it's usually right around Super Bowl time. So, 70. You can't go wrong there. It is literally sunny and 70 in Arizona in the winter.
Very good. Very good. Well, hey, Ed, I think we're going to wind this show down. I greatly appreciate you coming in and spending the time with me. And sorry about putting you on the spot.
That's
on the
all right.
Iconic cars and stuff like that for sure. But it's all good fun, good clean fun, interesting topic for sure. So hey, everybody, if you're needing some tires, definitely take advantage of this. We've got a couple days left in this buy 3 get 1 for $1 sale. It is a huge benefit for sure, but let's get that on the books so we can get you in and get you taken care of. Everybody have a great rest of your weekend, and we will talk to you next Saturday.